Welcome back to Feel English Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. It's good to be here again.
Today, we're talking about something that, honestly, I think we all go through sometimes when everything just feels like too much.
Yeah, those days when life feels heavy, right? Too many things to do, too many thoughts, too many emotions.
Exactly. Even small things start to feel big, like you drop your coffee and suddenly it's the end of the world.
I've been there. Sometimes it's not the coffee, it's just the feeling that life won't slow down.
Totally. We'll talk about that today, how we can understand that feeling in English and how to handle it better.
And hey, if you enjoy practicing English with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this podcast with a friend.
Yes, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever felt like everything was just too much? What did you do?
All right, ready to dive in?
Let's get started.
So, Anna, when was the last time you felt overwhelmed?
Probably last week. I had so many tasks, work, cleaning, helping my mom, and I just couldn't focus. My brain was jumping from one thing to another.
Yeah, that's a classic overwhelmed moment. You know, that word overwhelmed means when your feelings or responsibilities are too strong or too many to manage easily.
Right. It's like your brain says, no more, I'm full.
Perfect way to say it. And it happens to everyone, even people who look calm.
Exactly. Sometimes people think being overwhelmed means being weak, but it's just being human.
True. I remember one of my friends said, life feels like juggling too many balls and you can't drop any of them. That's such a good image.
Yes, and sometimes the answer isn't juggling faster, it's putting some of the balls down.
Ooh, I like that. Put some balls down. That's a useful phrase. It means to let go of some things so you can breathe again.
Yeah, and in this episode, we'll talk about how to do that slowly, kindly, and in real life.
Nice. Because everyone needs a reminder that it's okay to pause.
Exactly. So let's talk about that invisible weight next, the one we carry even when we look fine.
So, Anna, you mentioned something interesting, the invisible weight. I love that phrase. What do you mean by it?
It's that feeling when your mind is tired, even though you didn't do anything big. You wake up already exhausted, like your brain's been running all night.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling too well. I call it the mental load. It's like carrying a backpack full of invisible things. Worries, plans, reminders, even emotions.
Exactly. And sometimes that backpack feels heavier than any real job or workout.
Totally. For example, last month, I was helping my sister plan her wedding. I didn't do much physically, just some calls and emails, but I felt drained.
Because your brain was constantly on. That's what people forget. Thinking, planning, and worrying all use energy.
Right. I learned a phrase for that once. Decision fatigue. It means your mind gets tired from making too many choices in a day.
That's such a good one. Decision fatigue. Like when even choosing dinner feels impossible.
Yes. You stand in front of the fridge and think, I can't do this today.
I've been there. And I think it's important to notice those moments. When we don't, that invisible weight just grows.
Yeah, because you can't fix what you don't see.
True. Sometimes I just stop and ask myself, what's really making me tired right now? It's usually not the work itself, it's the constant thinking about it.
That's such a helpful question. I do something similar. I write down everything that's in my head, like a brain dump.
That's a good phrase, brain dump. It means writing all your thoughts on paper to make space in your mind.
Exactly. Once it's out, I can breathe again.
It's funny how something so simple can make such a difference.
Yeah, I think the invisible weight becomes lighter when we name it.
Beautifully said. Naming your feelings is like turning the light on in a dark room. You can finally see what's really there.
And that's the first step, noticing.
Right. In the next part, let's talk about what happens when you don't notice, when you push through until your body just says stop.
You know, Anna, I learned that lesson the hard way. A couple of years ago, I had this period when I was working full-time, studying part-time, and trying to keep up with everything else in life.
Wow, that sounds like a lot.
It was. And for a while, I told myself, I can handle it. I'm fine. But one day, I just crashed. I was in the middle of a meeting and suddenly I couldn't focus. My hands were shaking. My heart was racing. I had to leave the room.
Oh, Jake, that sounds scary.
It was. My doctor later said it was burnout. That's when your body and mind are exhausted from too much stress for too long.
Yeah, burnout is like your system saying enough. I have been there too. Not as dramatic, but I remember once I just sat in my car after work and cried for no reason.
That's not no reason. That's your body releasing everything you've been holding inside.
True. Sometimes we think being strong means never stopping, but real strength is knowing when to stop.
I like that. Knowing when to stop. That should be in a t-shirt.
Totally. You know what helped me back then? Just doing nothing.
Nothing. Like, really nothing?
Yep. I would lie on the floor and just breathe. No music, no phone, no goals, just breathe.
That's actually powerful. We forget how to do nothing in this busy world.
Exactly. Sometimes rest doesn't look productive, but it's still healing.
There's this phrase I like, pause to reset. It means taking a break before everything breaks you.
That's a good one. Pause to reset. Simple, but wise.
Yeah. After my burnout, I started to do that more. Even a 5-minute break, walking outside, looking at the sky, helps me recharge.
You know what's funny? When you pause, life doesn't fall apart. It actually gets clearer.
True. It's like the fog lifts a little.
Yeah, and when the fog lifts, you can finally see what really matters and what doesn't.
That's a perfect setup for the next part. How to take small, real steps to feel better again.
So, Jake, after your burnout, how did you start feeling better? I mean, not just okay, but actually better.
Honestly, slowly. Really slowly. At first, I wanted to fix everything fast, but that didn't work. I had to start with small steps.
That's so true. Sometimes we want a big solution, but the small things are what really help.
Yeah, like just talking to someone. I remember one night, I told my friend, I think I'm not okay. It was hard to say, but it made me feel lighter.
That's such a good reminder it's okay to ask for help. A lot of people think they need to handle everything alone.
Right. But when you share your feelings, you don't lose strength. You gain support.
Exactly. For me, one small thing that helps is writing down just 3 things I want to do today. Not 10, not 20, just 3.
I like that. It's like setting realistic goals. You know, there's a saying, do what you can, not what you can't.
That's a good one. It's easy English, but deep.
Yeah. Another small step is to take care of your body. Eat, sleep, move a little. I used to skip meals and stay up late, thinking I was being productive.
Same. But now I see that rest is part of productivity. You can't pour from an empty cup.
That's a nice expression. You can't pour from an empty cup. It means you can't take care of others or your work if you don't take care of yourself first.
Exactly. And sometimes even something tiny like drinking water, opening the window, stretching can make a big emotional difference.
Totally. I think these little actions are like saying to yourself, hey, I care about you.
Aw, I love that. We often forget to talk kindly to ourselves.
Yes. Instead, we say things like, you're lazy or you should do more. But imagine saying that to a friend, we'd never do it.
Right. So why talk to ourselves that way?
Exactly. I started saying, it's okay. You're doing your best. And weirdly, that small sentence helped me calm down.
That's beautiful. Maybe the secret isn't to control everything, it's to be kind while we try.
Yeah. And when we do that, we start finding meaning, even in the messy parts of life.
Perfect transition, Jake. Let's talk about that. How the hard moments sometimes teach us the most.
Anna, after that difficult time, I started to realize something important. Sometimes the hardest moments teach you what really matters.
Absolutely. It's like life pushes you to slow down so you can finally see what you were missing.
Yeah. I remember one day after I quit my stressful job, I was sitting in a park doing nothing, just watching kids play and leaves falling, and I suddenly felt peace, like real peace.
That sounds beautiful. Sometimes peace isn't a big thing, it's a small moment when your heart feels quiet.
Exactly. Before that, I used to think happiness meant success, good job, money, achievements. But now, I think happiness is feeling calm inside.
I agree. I once read this quote: you can't always change what happens, but you can change how you see it.
That's deep and true. When everything feels like too much, maybe life is just asking you to change your view.
Right. Instead of fighting the storm, maybe we can just learn to stand in the rain for a while.
That's poetic, Anna. Stand in the rain. I like that. It means accepting what's happening instead of running from it.
Exactly. And once you stop running, you start seeing small things differently. A good coffee, a kind word, a quiet morning.
Yeah, those things start to mean more. Like last week, I was walking home in the evening and the air smelled like rain. For some reason, I just smiled. It was so simple, but it felt special.
That's the magic of slowing down. You start noticing the present moment.
True. And I think that's where meaning lives, not in big plans, but in small moments that make you feel alive.
You're right. When we stop chasing perfection, we finally discover peace.
I like that. Peace over perfection. It's a nice reminder for everyone listening today.
Yeah, and that's a good place to move to our final part: how to choose calm every day, not just when things are easy.
I love that. Let's help our listeners bring a little calm into their daily life.
So, Jake, now that we've talked about all this, what does choosing calm mean to you in daily life?
For me, it means not reacting right away. When something stressful happens, I take a breath first. I remind myself, I don't have to fix everything right now.
That's so good. Just giving yourself a small pause.
Yeah, I think calm isn't something that happens, it's something you practice.
Exactly. For me, it's about little habits, like starting my day with quiet music or drinking tea before I open my phone. Those tiny choices really shape how I feel.
I love that. It's like saying, I choose peace every morning. Even if the day gets messy, later, at least you started from a calm place.
Right. And if things go wrong, because they always do, I try to be gentle with myself.
Same here. I used to think calm people never get upset. But now I see they just return to calm faster.
That's such a powerful idea, returning to calm, because nobody stays peaceful all the time.
Yeah, and that's okay. Calm is a direction, not a destination.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to remember that line.
Please do.
Even listening to this kind of podcast can be a small act of calm. Just sitting, listening, breathing.
Yes. And to everyone listening, we hope this conversation feels like a warm cup of tea for your mind.
Yeah. And remember, you're not alone in feeling overwhelmed. Everyone has those days, even if they don't show it.
That's right. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's to be kind to yourself, to others, and to the world around you.
Beautifully said, Anna.
Thanks, Jake. So, let's close with a little reflection for our listeners. Jake, this conversation reminded me that when life feels heavy, it's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign that we care deeply.
Yeah. Feeling too much just means you're human. And humans need rest, connection, and space to breathe.
Exactly. And we hope this episode helps you remember that it's okay to slow down, to ask for help, and to take things one step at a time.
Because even in the busiest moments, you can still find peace in your breath, in small joys, in kindness.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, real English is about connection, not perfection.
Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time on Feel English Podcast.
Bye for now.
Bye.